friends, so today I'm going to do a banana bread recipe. This is using a blender. I do have a hand mixer, I do have a standing mixer, but sometimes I do get a lot of pain in my hand, and I wanted to try out this recipe where instead of mixing in the wet ingredients by hand or smushing the banana by hand, we're just going to add everything to the blender and then add it to the dry ingredients. So I'm using frozen bananas because we are trying to clean out our freezer, and there is enough bananas for a banana bread recipe, and I want to make a caramelized banana syrup for coffee, so maybe we could do that in another video. Anyways, let's get started. This is the pan that I'm going to bake in it. Make sure that you grease it and flour it so that the bread will be able to come off easily. This is our dried ingredients: flour, salt, baking soda. For our wet ingredients, we're going to add the sugar. We have some vanilla essence over here, our eggs, and of course our bananas. So I've already set the oven to preheat, so now let's just put together our wet ingredients in a blender. Okay, so in goes our bananas. Because the bananas are a bit firm, I'm going to blitz it a little bit before I add in the eggs. And this is what our banana mush looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and add in our eggs, our sugar, and our vanilla. So we're just going to blend it very lightly until combined, and I'll show you what it looks like. And this is what it looks like. It's obviously gonna have some air bubbles, which we will knock out while we're folding it in our flour. So we're just gonna add So I'm just gonna mix it until everything is combined. Now I'm going very slowly because again, this is supposed to be a friendly episode, a recipe, because it's a lot of butter, it's going to be heavy, and we want to take our time because I am in a lot of pain today, but that's okay. This banana bread is gonna get done. When you added the dry ingredients, you could have added things like cinnamon or spices, but I don't have any ground cinnamon, so more than likely whatever I serve this with would have spices to complement it, like a chai or something like that, or something with chocolate. Now if you want to add things, you could add some toasted nuts to it at this point, folded in tin, but this is just a basic recipe. So I forgot to mention that I added melted butter to the liquid part of this recipe, so I forgot to show that on camera. Now if you would like, you could at this point garnish with nuts or anything like oats, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave it plain, and that's it. So we'll just clean up around the edges and put it in to bake. So I let it bake for about an hour, and it looks so nice. It looks a little burnt here, but that is my fault because of the baking sachet that I put it in. I think it was convection instead of bake, so that would have baked it from both sides instead of like baked being from the underneath. Okay, so let me switch the camera and we can take this out. This is the cooling rack. It's so perfect. Just gonna cut it in half with my serrated edge knife. I have a bread knife. I just too excited to go and look for it. Oh, so it's like still very hot, so it still has that like gooey texture, but I'm just gonna put it and let it cool so that it can finish cook. Hello Zuli, I want to make my bed. Okay, so the banana bread is finished. This is what it looks like. It's sufficiently cool. It's not as fluffy as I would like it to be. It's definitely moist. It looks a bit dense. But what I realized was that I use margarine instead of butter, and margarine is mostly oil, so it has this oily feel to it. So like when you look around it, and the whole process of making banana bread where you cream the butter and sugar really is the process that is going to make it fluffy, that is going to make it nice and airy. However, for a low energy day or when I just want to use up ingredients like frozen bananas, I will make this in a blender again. I will not share this to my friends. I take pride in the things that I bake and share, so I will just keep this for myself and Hubsy. And this is actually Hubsy's half. I think he had a slice and a half already, but yeah, he says he likes it and he thinks it's delicious. But my pride won't allow me to, you know, share this to my friends. So I will go the long way and cream the butter and sugar, add the eggs, you know, add the I may puree the bananas. I'll do that next time. The butter is like, pure butter is very expensive, so I may look for a butter or margarine that has buttermilk in it, so it has some dairy to be able to cream well with the sugar. Yeah,